Hi everyone, figured I'd make this video to do a shout out. And it just so happens that I chose to do it anonymously. So if I mention your name, I mention your name. So far, the school year has been great. Okay, I think I'm gonna start doing these shout out videos every year, starting in high school, of course. It's a little late, but whatever. First person, of course, that I would like to shout out to would be my girlfriend, Melanie Thompson. At the time, she is my girlfriend. So whether you see this video later on in life or whatnot, and we're together, still not together, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put her first. I love you. You're amazing. I've known you for God knows how long. We've had some pretty good times together. I've enjoyed your company. But my true, honest feelings about you is I do want to be with you, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like, there's a side of me that does, and then there's a side of me that doesn't. Of course, you know, that side of me also enjoys being single, so. You know, anyways, I appreciate your presence in my life. You've definitely made a difference. You've helped me through a lot of things. You've been there for me through thick and thin, you know, good times and bad times. And I love you. The second person I want to shout out to would be my mom. You know, you're also another person who's been there for me through the good times and the bad times. I've known you since the day I've been born, you know. I've known you. You've held me in your arms, and we've shared some pretty good moments, and we've had our rough patches in life, you know, how I didn't like Dad, and, you know, you were in love with him, and all that stuff, and, you know, my honest to God feelings about you is that I love you to death, and I don't want anything to happen to you, and I'd appreciate it if you quit smoking if you haven't already, and, of course, I know that you have, and I'm just saying, I wish you would quit smoking and get your health back on track and start moving around a lot more, because what you're doing isn't really healthy. Another person I would like to shout out to would be Teresa Obermiller. You've been a friend of mine for about 6 years now. That's actually, no, not even 6 years. More like, if I think about it, 7 years. I've known you for 7 years now, and you know, that's a pretty long time for us to be friends. We were close, you know, throughout elementary school and somewhat in middle school, but last year we kind of got separated, and I wanted to apologize for the past 2 years in 8th grade and in 9th grade that I'm really not, you know, talking to you much. It's just that I've been doing my own thing, and I've been chilling with family, and like I said, doing my own thing, so I'd rather not explain everything I do. I'm pretty sure most of you already know. But yeah, I love you, and you're a great friend, and I hope that you're always going to be my friend, because you're an amazing friend, and you're an amazing person to talk to, and I can always come to you if I need anything. So that's for Teresa. Natasia, you're a really nice person. You're very generous. I've known you for about 6 years, and that's a pretty good long time. Most of our time knowing each other, we've been best friends. We still are to this day, but, you know, we did have that point in 7th grade and, you know, 8th grade where we kind of separated because of what happened, you know, with your ex-boyfriend and all that, but, you know, I forgave you for that, and what you did, I think, was very smart and very brave, but, you know, you have been there for me when I've needed you, and I'm always there for you. Like I said, if any of you need anything, you know, you can always come to me. Everybody knows that. But, yeah, I love you, and I appreciate your presence as well. The next person I want to shout out to would be my cousin Aaron. You have always been my best friend from the day that I was born. You were the first friend that I made when I was 3 years old, and I thank you for saving me from that squirrel that was chasing me when I was about 3. Yeah, it was pretty funny. And if those of you who don't know, you know, why he was chasing the squirrels, I was a really small 3-year-old. For being 3, I was pretty fucking small. I was about, you know, a 2-year-old kind of size. Well, anyways, there was a squirrel that was chasing me one day, and, you know, I was running around in a circle as it was chasing me, and my cousin came and stomped on it. It's pretty cool. Another person that I'd like to shout out to would probably have to be Tiffany. Tiffany, me and you, we've had this weird kind of friendship. We've known each other as long as me and Melanie have known each other, but see, the problem is with me and you that I don't have with Melanie is that we don't talk much. And if we do talk, we usually talk about our feelings and our problems. We don't really get to talk about anything fun or even get to hang out. So that's something that we need to work on. Danielle, I would like to also make a shout out to you. You're two-faced. No offense, but I mean, it's just what a lot of people say, and you know, I agree with them, you know, but I'm pretty sure everybody's two-faced. Everybody's got that side of them where when they don't like somebody, they'll go and they'll do something to piss them off. You know, that's being two-faced. You know, you tell somebody something, then you go and tell another person what that someone said, and then starts up a whole bunch of shit. But a lot of people like to do that. You know, a lot of people think it's the right thing to do. If somebody can't say something to somebody else's face, the person that you can say it to is going to go and say it to them for you. You know what I mean? So it's not that they're two-faced. It's just that that's what they feel that they need to do to get their fucking point straight. So, Danielle, since you're two-faced, I guess I like the two-faced you. You know, me and you have been friends for as long as me and Natasha have been friends, and, you know, me and you, we got that sister-sister relationship, you know, where we get along one moment and we're fighting the next moment, and we're talking shit to each other one moment, and then we're loving each other the next moment. So, you know, I love you. You're like a sister to me, along with you, Melanie, and Teresa, and Natasha. You guys are like sisters to me. Tiffany, you're more like a cousin, because cousins come and go, you know. We're not so close, but we're still close, you know what I mean? So, I guess that's pretty good. Another person I'd like to make a shout out to would be Alara and Marisa Baruco. You guys are sisters. I've known both of you for maybe about 2 years, 6 months, and 3 days, as Alara said the other day. But out of you two, I gotta say I can tolerate Alara more, because, no offense, Marisa, but you're a little more the instigator. You know, you start everything. Alara's the one that usually just makes everything calm, stable, and fine. See, you want to jump into things. You get straight to the point. Alara spends her time on the things that she does, and that's what I like about Alara. Marisa, what I like about you is that you'll bring the life to the party. If everything's boring and it's not going anybody's way, you'll bring the life to the party. You will make everyone want to stand up and dance. I'm telling you that right now. Alara, you are the one that'll make people shut up. You know, we bring you in when everything gets too wild. So when Marisa goes too crazy, we bring you in, and you and her fighting. You know, but I love you guys. You guys are like sisters to me as well. Another person that I'd like to make a shout out to would be Viola. I've known you for about 2 years now. You know, since 7th grade. I had you in Home and Careers, you know, with Mr. Galvano and all that. I have to say, you're a pretty good person. I think that, you know, you're a good influence on people. You can make people actually get out there and do something about things, and instead of just, you know, not helping them. You're pretty much a helper kind of friend. Like, I can talk to you when something goes wrong with me and Melanie, or when something goes wrong with life, period. But more than likely, you're more that advice kind of friend to me. You know, I'm not saying you're not a friend that I would hang out with. I'm just saying you're not the kind of friend that would be interested in the things that I'm interested in. So that's why I say you're more kind of an advice friend. Another person that I would like to make a shout out to would be, now this person I'm just going to pick randomly off of Facebook. How about that? We'll pick this person randomly. I have about 158 friends on Facebook. That's not bad. It's kind of low-key on my friends list. So We'll pick about 5 more people. How about that? Christopher James Connell. Actually, we'll pick 10 people. This is number 1 after all those other people I just did. Christopher James Connell. See, I like you. You've been friends with my cousin Aaron for God knows how long. You know, you guys seem to be pretty good, you know, together. You've had your rough patches and everything. To be honest, I think you're funny. I think you're interesting. You know, you're somebody who I'd want to hang out with when there's really no one else. No offense. I'm not saying like there's something wrong here. I'm just saying that me and you have that kind of relationship where it makes things weird. You know, and it's an awkward situation to be around you if, you know, when I'm acting funny, you're not acting funny. When you're acting funny, I'm acting not funny. You know what I mean? So, you know, me and you, we're not on the same page. You know, we don't really hang out much. So, you know, we got to work on that. Our relationship, as it is now, stands stable. So we really don't even really talk. But we can still tolerate each other, and that's a good thing. I like having you as a friend. You obviously have some purpose to my life. Serenity Zadel, if anybody knows her. To be honest about Serenity Zadel, she moved. I've always liked Serenity. She's kind of like Marisa Baruco in a way. She brings life to the party, but she also gets a little too much, you know, and sometimes you need a little too much, but I'm just saying, like, she can be a little bit pushy and demanding, and, you know, she's a pretty good friend. She gives good advice. She knows what she's doing with her life. She's not stupid and running the streets and doing retarded things, but she's a really good friend, and I'm sorry that I left you out in most of the stuff after you left. It's just that once you left, it was like you left. You took everything with you, all the memories, all of that, and I'm sorry that we can't catch up with each other much. And as for anyone else, like, okay, let's see, Thomas Thrush. Thomas and Lucas Thrush, how about that? Lucas and I really don't talk anymore, so I'm not going to say that me and him aren't friends, but Lucas, you're a pretty old friend. I think we need to do a little bit more catching up before I can say anything about you personally, because from what I remember when you were little, you were always a good kid, you know, and you were the life of the party, and you know, you're pretty much like most of my friends, just ADHD filled, overflowed, you know, going crazy all the time, you know, overrated shit, but it's something. Thomas, you're a pretty good guy. You seem pretty calm now. Back then you used to be pretty wild, but you seem pretty calm and in control of your life, and you seem to know what you're doing. As for anyone else, Anthony Perry. Me and him just met this year. So far, I think he's a pretty cool kid. He smokes weed, he does a lot of the stuff that I do, but I am not trying to rush into things. Kind of want to get to know him before I judge on him. Okay, Markayla Fagan. We've known each other since 1st grade, so I've known you the longest out of any of my friends that I have from school. Me and you have had some rough patches, but we seem to get along very well. We also have that same kind of relationship that me and my mom has, and that's where we can call each other names and talk shit about each other and not get pissed off and not take it serious. So that's what I like about you, is that you kind of remind me of my mother, but, you know, to me, you're an older sister. You're kind of, what do you call it, like an idol to me. So, you know, that's something. I appreciate that. April Marie, you are actually one of the people that also hung out with Alyssa Stallman. Which also brings me back to Chris Connell. He is the one who actually brought Alyssa Stallman around, and, you know, not to be rude, Chris, but you really shouldn't have been hanging out with that girl, because she brought a lot of stress to the family and kind of fucked up things between me and my brother, which I believe, and from what I've seen from my concepts, I've pretty much witnessed that she fucked up a lot of stuff with my brother, and caused a lot of stress to my family. So as for you, April, you seem to be a pretty cool person. I think you were pretty stupid for doing the stuff that Alyssa did, like the triple C's and the pills and all that. I just want you to know that I think you should take it easy on your life, and you be careful if you know who you go out with and what you do in life, because the smallest decision could affect anyone and anything around you. So you want to be very careful on that. I'd like to also call out Cameron Pearson, who I haven't known for a very long time, but I've heard things about you, and I've maybe chilled with you here and there. From my perspective, from what I've witnessed from you, you seem to be a pretty nice guy, but you have your unfaithfulness, I guess, going on. Apparently you cheated on Danielle Ravarini, and I'm not saying that that's true, and I'm not saying that it's not, but still, you gotta be careful. I'm only doing this video so that way I can let these people know how I feel about them, so that way, in case something is wrong with you, you need to change it in order for me to respect you more. And as for you, you seem to be one of those people that I'm kind of iffy about, because, you tried, not to put it out there, our business out there, but you did try asking me out, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying, and the reason I said no was because, not only at the time was I getting ready to date Melanie, I was also, going through my bisexual moments, and not to mention like I said, from my perspective, you seem to be a pretty nice guy, but I have my ifs, ands, or buts about you, because you just seem like you have something going on that you just don't want to tell anybody, so, I can't really help you with that one. Raja Johnson, me and you known each other since 3rd grade. That was actually how we became friends, is we got into a fight, if you don't remember. You started pulling my hair, and I was hitting like a bitch, we were only 3rd graders. Pretty much you won that fight, because, you were the one that was doing the most of the hitting. I just hit you a couple times and then stopped. But, that's how we became friends, and, things worked out for us. We've been there for each other, and, we've had some pretty good fun times, and we used to clown on people a lot in 4th and 5th grade, so, you're a fun person, you're a turned-up kind of person. I like you. Your personality is amazing. You're just a very bright person. You're usually never mad about anything. You're always in a good mood, even when you are feeling down. You make other people around you feel good, so I like that about you. Brandon Savage Johns, I've known you since I was able to walk and talk. You've been my best friend since, you've been my best friend since I could speak. So, about you, I've always had a secret crush on you. I think to this day I still have it on you. It never goes away. But I've always hid it from you because I didn't know exactly how you would feel about that, being friends with a girl who you've known most of your life to be gay. But truly I am bisexual, so I go both ways. But point is I just didn't know how you feel about that, and I wanted to come out on this video and say, yes, I still kind of have a crush on you. It's not a big obsessive crush, it's just one that I can flick away anytime I need to. So, just to let you know, I love you as a brother. You've been good to me. You've been there for me. We didn't really get to see each other after you moved when I was 5 years old, but, all this time, and we finally got reunited, it's definitely meant to be. So you're a pretty good friend. And I'm glad I got to see you again. As for anyone else, for new people that I've met, maybe, like Kimberly Putnam, you're a pretty good person so far. I don't know enough about you to say much, but you are definitely a very careful and graceful person, and I like that about you. And you can also be a wild, fun person too at the same time. So I guess that's pretty good. The last person that I would also like to shout out to would have to be someone that we don't really talk too much, someone that isn't really heard of around the block all that much, and I would like to pick this person out especially because this person just so happens to have an effect on my life that they don't realize is very important to me. So I would like to just mention them because I think it, like I said, I think it's very important that they should know that they've done good things for me. I may have already called this person's name out, but it is Natasia Sanders. You have an impact on my life that cannot be explained. You know how I said we, had that little issue in 7th and 8th grade? And around that point, I actually wanted to be with you, and I think it was because of you is the reason I was finally able to come out and say I'm gay. I think it was you that proved to me that, yeah, I can come out and say that I'm gay, and it's not a problem. That made me think. So, the way I see it, all of you people have had an effect on my life somehow, some way, have helped me somehow, some way. And it doesn't matter if what you did was negative or if what you did was positive. Either way, you still did a pretty good job on being there for me, whether you were there for just a little tiny second or whether you were there for a whole decade. Point is I thank you guys, I love you guys, and this is the end of the shout out. Any questions, comments, concerns? I'm just playing now. But any comments, at least. No fucking questions, because I don't want no goddamn questions. I ain't no teacher. I ain't gonna sit at my desk correcting tests. Okay? Anyways, have a nice day.